was created for this. Yeah, I've been waiting on this. I taking my shot, I won't miss. Taking my shot, it's gon' swish. I know this is God's plan, I won't quit. This is His plan, I won't quit. I was created for this. Yeah, I've been waiting on this. Second guessing is over. I'm getting closer. Every door that was shut, heaven is open. Closed captions on every word spoken. Watching my words cause I'm chosen. And I cannot fail to commit. This is my time and I know it. I gotta show. Shine brightest in the moonlight. Shine brightest in the nighttime. Been waiting on my time.
Peace, family. How you all doing? I hope all is well with you. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of Ascendant Astrology, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I'll be discussing Saturn and Pisces going retrograde at 19 degrees on June 29th to November 15th. It will retrograde back to 12 degrees on November 15th. And back in March 19th, Saturn reached 12 degrees, then moved to 19 degrees. Will reach 19 degrees on the 29th. And so there's a strong focus on what we need to resolve, what's not clear, where are we not as focused, and working through that. And because Saturn has been here for a while now, we can feel ready for whatever this is for you. You can feel like you have time to indulge and catch up. And the signs that will feel this the most are Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. But everybody has Pisces somewhere in their chart, and you will be feeling that in whatever area of life that shows up in. And so you probably want to get your chart out to check and see where Pisces is in your chart. And that's where most of these things will be happening that I'll be discussing today. Now, Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces, but it's an outer planet. And all that means is that the effects of Neptune take time over 18-year period of time. That's how many years it takes to go through the entire zodiac, right? And so the effects of Neptune, you just don't feel right away. And it's currently at 29 degrees, which is an anaretic degree. So this is also endings, releasing and letting go. And it will also go retrograde. And so, again, there's going to be a really big focus on reflecting and doing some internal work. And then you want to look at Jupiter, because Jupiter is the ancient ruler of Pisces. And Jupiter rules philosophy, beliefs, faith, religion, spirituality, culture, morals, ethics, travel, and higher education. It has no bounds when it comes to empathy, compassion, and spiritual practices. And Jupiter is currently in the sign of Gemini. And I did do a video on that already. If you want to go check it out just to get a refresher, it might be really good to do that. But essentially, the reason why it's important to look at Jupiter is because Jupiter is a lot closer than Neptune. And it's important to talk about it because you want to look at Jupiter maybe more so than Neptune. And so whatever's happening in Jupiter is also going to be affecting this area of our life. And there'll be a lot of squares because Pisces energy squares Gemini energy. And again, all squares are intense. It's just an intense energy, right? And so there could be a lot of frustration with the ability to learn, or with siblings, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, issues with cars and travel, short distance travel, things in your neighborhood, your beliefs, morals, and ethics, what you want to do for spirituality. You might want to go back to religion. A lot of things around culture and what needs to shift and change there, whether you want to travel or not. What kind of skill are you trying to master? And whenever we're talking about Saturn, Saturn wants us to master something. And so getting some kind of mentorship, education is best, even though it could be really, really hard and frustrating to do at this time, more so than anything because of speed and the level of time that it'll take to obtain these skills, practices, morals, ethics, beliefs, making a decision around your religion or being spiritual, having to look at what is culture to you and whether or not that's being displayed correctly or not, and even travel. Is I feel like the tension with the squares is like not being realistic, big, thinking way too big, thinking, are you being too optimistic? Can you really do what it is? Or again, there's something about time here. Saturn rules time, and so it could feel like I want to do this like by next year. Can I realistically take a course, master this skill within a year? The best bet is to be flexible and adaptable and changeable, to whatever's coming up and just try it. Remember, whenever I think of Gemini energy, because it's ruled by Mercury, I think of retrogrades anyways. And all Mercury retrogrades are trial periods. There's an opportunity to try something to see how you like it. If you don't like it, throw it away. If you like it, you keep it. But then you have to dial it down, condense it into something that you can work with. However, that's going to be for you. It is a skill that you're learning, but you can't do everything, right? And so, what parts of what you're learning do you really like, and what don't you like? Taking that, condensing it, and then turning it into an everyday practice so that it's Jupiter and Gemini can be about walking the talk, right? And so if you're going to be gaining some kind of skill, you want to master it to a point where it's not like you're just out here frivolously or superficially having a conversation about something, teaching something, building something that's superficial, right? And the way that you do that is you incorporate it into your life. Whatever that skill is, you make it a part of your daily routine. And that makes you understand it more in a way that you can talk about it where it's real for you. It's deeper, it's an emotional connection. It's your skill. It's a skill, it's your superpower, right? And there could be some frustration that comes with that, because you might want to do it faster than it's ready to. And that's okay too. Learning how to accept the curveballs, making lemonade. When life throws you lemons, make lemonade, right? This change is coming, regardless whether we want it or not. It's all about how we work with it, and adapt to it. That's going to make all the difference. Um, Pisces is a mutable sign. It's changeable, flexible, and adaptable. It's a water sign, so it's sensitive, emotional, and reflective. Um, and so I feel like this could be a lot more creative for people, or vision, just envisioning how you want this next part of your life to look like, and taking the time to really delve into that. So allow yourself to get lost in your creative thought process, your ideas, the things that you love, the things that make you happy, um, and embracing those things. Um, um, yeah. Saturn is the ancient ruler of Aquarius, which rules the future, the collective, and technology, just to name a few, right? Um, and Saturn is the modern ruler of Capricorn, which rules your role in life, um, leadership, and your career. Um, and then Pluto is in Aquarius, and that's currently retrograde. And it will dip back into Capricorn at the end of the year. And so Pisces and Aquarius area of our life is really under construction. And again, I do feel like there's going to be some kind of frustration with this. And again, the idea is to be flexible, stay open-minded, go with the flow, pivot, and know that this is now out of your hands, right? Uh, Pisces rule sign, symbol, synchronicities. Follow the sign, symbol, synchronicities. Follow your dreams, both your dreams as you sleep and the dreams that you have that you want to obtain in your life. Um, Whenever you get an inkling, an intuitive nudge, a budge, a push, a move, a pull, um, a pause, a limitation, stress, frustration, follow that. Um, Go deeper, look into it, figure it out, ask questions, get some help, find resources, um, get a mentor, get a reading, do whatever it takes to acknowledge whatever these things are that are coming up for you. And bit by bit, these are bricks, these are building blocks to whatever it is this new um, world is that you're trying to create, acknowledge, and build. Um, Saturn rules boundaries, responsibility, and commitment, limitations, discipline, challenges, and lessons. Your reality, time, mastery, authority, and status, your elders, maturity, and father figures. And so when Saturn's retrograde, it's very introspective. It wants to be alone and meditate in nature and tap into its own inner guidance. Wherever Pisces is in your chart, is the area of life where a lot of this stuff is going to be taking place. I feel like I said that already, but I guess it's worth repeating, right? And Saturn's going to bring up themes around responsibility, discipline, and karma. You can definitely look at this time as a time to clear karma as we release and let go. So we're revisiting, reworking, reevaluating, rethinking our values and long-term goals. Saturn is asking, you know, um, is this a pipe dream? Am I delusional? Do I lack faith? Do I lack consistency? Do I lack vulnerability, the ability to connect to this idea or other people? It wants us to ask ourselves, can you make your dream a reality? Is it stable? Is it solid? Looking at these questions is really a good way to start the process on whether or not you um, are ready for the journey that you want to embark on, whatever that entails. And You can look back again, March up until now. What have you been working on and assessing that? How far have you come? What can you release and let go of? Um, and then reworking that. This could also be about forgiving childhood trauma. This is calling you to do now what you didn't get as a child through family tradition, through what you have grown from, and break those generational blockages. Some kind of healing is most likely necessary if you feel like you can't move forward. This is a time to consider growth and improvement. What have you accomplished over the last 4 years? What's working? What's not working? Where can you do better? What do you need to let go of? And again, how are you going to move forward with that? There are things that need to close out. It wants you to make decisions that are best for you when it comes to Pisces themes, so you can realize what's no longer good for you. You can feel like, I don't want that anymore. I don't want to be that person, and I'm ready for new tools and how I can live. This is going to allow us to shed old patterns and beliefs and move forward with a clear sense of direction and purpose. You might choose to give back, sleep more, meditate, or strengthen your spiritual practices. Again, visualization, going back to church, going back to school. These things are going to be really, really big and helpful. You might question your spiritual faith or explore other spiritual practices. You might you might feel like, or you might ask yourself, what's holding you back? What are you afraid of? What is limiting you? And getting, again, some kind of service to unblock things that you're afraid of, or to let go of habits that are hard to let go of. You might get a teacher, or some kind of guru or mentor to help you learn how to meditate, or help you not be afraid or be vulnerable. If you are avoiding something, and these topics that I'm talking about are like, I'm not doing that, it's probably because you're avoiding some kind of responsibility. It would be best to confront these challenges, even if it's difficult, because it's going to bring some kind of growth and evolution. And that's all Saturn really wants. And then Saturn will give you some kind of gift around that. It'll help you master it. And that mastery is the gift that allows you to move forward. And I hope that that makes sense. I feel like I can say so much more about that, but I really just wanted to touch on what Saturn retrograde, Saturn and Pisces retrograde can be. And I hope that you found this information helpful. I love and appreciate you. Peace.